to show you my DOSBOX batch menus I've been working on. The first one is the one I've chosen to use. I've worked on it off and on since last March. I have finally got around to adding color to it. It took me a long time to find the code. I've looked on the internet and ASC2 charts and American Standard Code 2 charts, and I've looked around, and I'll show you this little menu. Yeah, I like this one. I like this one because it shows the DOS prompt. You can see the date over on the right side, 03/2020, since I've been working on it and using it since around that month there. I like this one because it still lets me use the DOS. I can still run a directory if I want to run a directory. And if you want to print it wide, print it wide. And but yeah, I've chose to use this one, and I think I'll stick with it for probably quite some time. But it requires a lot of other supporting batch files, such as 1 bat, 2 bat, 3 bat, and so on. And I set my Windows 3.1. I set it up to Windows 31 bat, so I can just type that in and go to it. But I'm going to show you the menu. There's this one here, but it requires other batch mount files to support it. Like if I want to go to tic-tac-toe, I'd type in 1 and press enter. It would hit the 1 bat. It'd be running off of that, and it'd go to that directory, and it would run that game. But I wanted to show you this, so we're going to use my DOS editor. That's one of the programs I did keep from a long time ago of DOS. And it'll be menu bat should bring this up. And here it is. And there's the ASC2 code drawings right there to help you to draw out your borders for your menu. And right here's the color code right here. The arrow, bracket 36, semicolon 44, semicolon 1M. That's making my blue on K, or how you pronounce that. I guess that's how you pronounce it. But this is not very long because it's relying on other batch files to support it, as you'll see. That's the bottom of it right there. And I'll show you the outer borders of it. You can see where Jumpman's hanging outside the border for the simple reason is I have highlighted the Windows 3.1. In order to highlight that, I put a number right here to change the color, and then change it back to blue and the light blue on blue, or K, and whatever you want to call it. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, the same way with the Bible student. I was glad to get to keep that program. It's a freeware Bible. One thing I like about it is it allows you to look at several scriptures at one time. I can block out like 6 different Bible verses and compare them, and it's been really good. I haven't seen any other Bible version to do it as quite as easy and as nice as that one does, and I was glad to get to keep it. And I kind of changed the color on it so it was easy to find. I changed the colors on the lettering here on the bottom that explains to you how to go to full screen and so forth. So yeah, that's pretty much it on that. I should be able to escape out of this, and we didn't make no changes, so it shouldn't give me no arguments about it. Let me hit exit. Okay, the next one I want to show you is what I call my letter menu, and that's LET for letter, and then MENU, and it should run, and it does. And this was another one. This is just an example. I don't have any programs in it, no directory listings. I was just enjoying what I used to do when I used to make these menus in DOS, and I think this is a very nice menu. It's very pretty. It's got Y and Z that does actually work. Y exits to DOS, and Z exits DOSBox altogether back to whatever version of Windows that you have. In my case, Windows 10. But I'll show you. I'll choose D, and I'll show you it's ready to go to put programs in it. D. You've selected D. This option is unused. Press any key to continue, and it'll do that on and on. I'm going to choose Y to exit back to DOS, and then there's a color on the bottom to bring it back to black and white. I will show you what this one looks like. This is my letter menu, LATMENU, period bat for batch file, and this is what it looks like. And there's the color code right there. The 255 gives you a blank character, so if you're not filling out all the color on the other side of the border, you can feed it some 255s and put some spaces in there that'll give you a blank drawing code, so to speak, and that way you can get your full color to the end, to the outside of your menu. I'll take this one down. Okay, there's your go to, F error level, so forth. Go to this and that. Right here, and I put in my remark, type letter to select. The people often like to put type letter right here to show up in the bottom of your screen. I didn't want that because you don't have to push enter. I put type the letter of the menu option to select right here, and so right after this I put the bottom border of my menu, because I wanted a real nice clean menu without anything at the bottom of it to remind you of, I don't know, DOS or anything. It's a closed menu. It takes you exactly where you want to go until you actually select something to take you out of it. So we'll take this on down, let you see that. And this will work. I mean, it's set up as you can see. All I have to do is feed it the program directory and executable file, and it's ready to work. Like right here, Y will take you right back to DOS, and Z will exit the whole DOS box back to whatever Windows you're running. In my case, Windows 10. And I will take this back up. And I will show you over here. The reason why this is sticking past the borders is because I highlighted it. There's my highlight numbers. That's where I'm changing it back to light blue on blue. And that there's my highlight numbers. So that's that. To keep from wasting your time, I won't try to move on here. We exit out of this. We didn't change it. It should be just fine. Shouldn't give me any arguments. Okay, and the next one I'm going to show you is what I call my numbers menu. NUMMENU should run it. And I just made that one today, and I think this one is really nice. I think this is one of my nicer pieces of works when it comes to a menu. I called it my utility menu. It could work for anything. It's not in use. I can choose a number 2, and it'll thank me for making that choice, but it's not used for anything. If I choose new, you've selected 2. If you choose number 2, it says you have selected 2, thank you, and press any key to continue. And you can do that with 6 or any of the rest, except 8 and 9 actually works. 8 and 9, 8 exits to DOS, and 9 quits the whole DOS box back to your Windows. And I'll escape out of this by pressing 8, and I'll show you that with DOS Editor. Edit, my numbers menu, period bat, Okay, and here it is. And I had a real hard time finding that little arrow right there. I finally found it by downloading a DOS program editor and opening up a QBasic game I'd compiled a long time ago and searched it, found that arrow, and you can be sure when I found it, I've backed it up really good so I don't lose it. But I will show you this menu. We'll just glide down it here. Here again, instead of putting make a selection, I went ahead and should go on this line, but instead I put my bottom border on there. I want a good clean menu without a lot of extra stuff at the bottom, without no questions or answers. I just wanted a good clean menu at the bottom and on the border, so I've made it like that. And I'll show you what this looks like out here to the side. I'll run you back down to 12, so it makes it hang out just a little bit more, but when you run the menu, it all lines up really well. And here's your error levels. And right here is your exit to DOS, and there, that number right there takes you back to black and white, which is kind of good and kind of bad, because now programs that don't have a, for whatever reason, don't have a high rating to force color, it changes my directory magic back to black too. But that's fine because I don't use it that often. But that's what changes it back to black and white. And there's 9 to exit the whole DOSBox if you wanted to. So I've used up a good bit of your time. I hope you enjoy seeing this. We will exit out of this, and like I say, we didn't change anything, so we shouldn't have any problem. Go back to my menu. Like I say, this one here relies on other batch files to make it work. So I'll try to run something that I can think of that I can get in and out real easy. Everybody likes Digger. We'll just bring up Digger real quick by choosing 17. Hopefully that's Digger. Yep. And we'll see if he lets me quit or not. F10 used to quit it. Don't know if it will at this point or not. Yep, it let me. Hit F10 again. It took me a long time to find out where to quit this game, but F10 should quit it. You want to choose escape, and all escape does is give you 1 or 2 players, but F10 should take you out. F10 takes you back to menu. Hope you've enjoyed seeing this. Thanks for watching, and hope you have a nice day. And by the way, if your mouse gets locked in the DOSBox, just hit Control and 10. It'll bring your mouse back, and then I can go turn my recorder off. Thank you and have a nice day.